Come on in. Come on in. Grab your beverage or snack and come and visit with me. I want to share about my day today. Not about the car wash. If you had seen a video from earlier, we had quite an experience at the car wash. I thought I was doing something good. Really did, but my car turned out being worse off than what it was when I took it. It was terrible. It was fun, but I was brokenhearted. But anyway, like I'd said, it'll be all right. And it is. Because Ben came home from work and he just left a little bit ago and he's taken the car down and he's hand detailing it. Hopefully everything will go well because that's my precious car. I love my car, and you'll only know that from knowing me because I used to travel so much, and I used to have a Subaru Forester, but then I've had problems with my bones and I had a stress fracture, and my Forester was a stick. I love driving stick. But anyway, I had a cast on my leg from a stress fracture. I had that cast on my leg for almost a year. That's how long it took to heal. I mean, they took it off and replaced it with new ones, of course, when they would take me in and re-x-ray it and stuff. But I couldn't keep my Subaru, and I always wanted a Volkswagen Bug. Well, I had one years and years ago when I had first married, before I even had children. Well, we did have a child. We had Justin. And it was an old Volkswagen Bug. But we got rid of that, had my other cars when I was able, and I wasn't able to drive the Forester because of the clutch and not being able to use my leg. I got a 2014 Volkswagen Bug. So I had that Bug and I just loved it. I loved it. So did my clients that I would go and see because I would take them places from time to time. But I just loved driving it. Wasn't good in winter though. But anyway, after I wasn't able to work anymore, my husband wanted he wanted to take me for a ride. And it was on a Saturday afternoon. And you know, it was back in 2019. And we pulled in to the Volkswagen, the dealership. And when we pulled in, I saw this white Volkswagen. It was the only one there. And he's like, "What do you think of that?" I said, "What do I think of that?" I said, "Well, it's white." I said, "But it looks like my other Bug." I said, "But it had a spoiler on the back." And my other Bug was a turbo as well. And actually, the car, you can go from standard to automatic without needing a clutch these days. But that's the option that I had. But when we had pulled in and he had asked me, I said, "It looks exactly like the one that I have." And he said, did you know this is the last year that they're making them, and this is the last one that they have locally? So what did he do? Gotta love him. My other bug was used. It was a pre-owned vehicle. But this one was brand spanking new. I don't even think it had 3 miles on it. I don't think nobody drove it. No, but I was so excited. I was so excited. But you have to remember, I was also at the time when my illness really had gotten me down and I wasn't able to work anymore. And he just wanted to bless me, to cheer me up and to get me. I think he was thinking he could get me out of the house or whatever. But anyway, I got the new car. I love it. It is my baby. She is sweet. And it means a lot that Ben took it and he's taken care of it for me. That truly means a lot. And I never had anybody give me a gift like that. Have you? I don't know about you, but I never did, and I didn't know what to think. And there's times that things just go through our minds. You wonder why people do certain things. That goes through your mind. I know it does me. It's like, okay, while you're doing this, what's the true intentions? You know, because really, you have to stop and think about it. When you do something for other people, what are your intentions when you do things? Is it to share your love and your hope? I know it is. Because we're all like that. Each and every one of us. We do things, and when we do things, our actions have reactions. And so Ben's action to getting me something nice caused my reaction of questioning, why would he do that when I can't work, when I can't drive, when my other car was going to be paid off and everything? It didn't make sense to me. I thought that there was an alternative reason why I got this car, but really, there wasn't. It was just him showing his love for me and trying to encourage me. And so he would try to encourage me to drive the car. He would. And I would drive it. But there was a time when I received in-home health care and I was on TPN and I would get Benefer at home through my PIC lines. And so I really wasn't able to go anywhere. And then when I was able to, I got the brainy idea to go visit my friend Sue. I've known Sue for years. We met in church. She's wonderful. She even came and worked with me. It was wonderful, and she's such a wonderful person. And Ben suggested, why don't you get up and go see Sue? Of course, again, it's going in my head. Why do you want me to do this? Why, you know? And I was scared because it was a minute since I was out in the road, you know, and you have to get that comfort feeling back, you know, when you go without doing something for a period of time. Sometimes it's difficult to start back up again. For example, like exercising. We can begin exercising, but I know me myself, I used to really become addicted to even like the exercising. I expected that every day when I got home. I would hop on my treadmill after I would get everyone their supper. I would hop on the treadmill and go for an hour with my earbuds in, and it helped to de-stress me. So those actions were all good, but for me not driving like I was used to driving, I was scared because Sue lives an hour and a half away in the middle of God's country. I put my GPS in the car. Yes, my car has a little TV and everything, but I never hooked any of that up. I guess I'm old-fashioned. When it comes to the luxuries, I let it go. Now my husband, he has his phone connected to the car, whatever. If somebody calls, he just does something on the steering wheel. But I never did anything like that because I never really wanted to even be on the phone, being on the road. You just don't, you want to be safe, you know? So I got my GPS, put the address in. It was the first time I was going to her house for a very long time. And I'm going down the road, and my goodness, didn't I get lost? I got lost. And if you know anything about the United States and Pennsylvania or any other rural areas or areas where it's difficult to get cell phone reception or internet, well, that's how I got lost, because I lost my reception. I couldn't even call Sue on the phone to tell her that I was lost. And I went in circles. I got to the point where I pulled in this lot, and it must have been a lot where you go to get fresh water, you know, in your water bottles for your house. And I sat in a parking lot, and I just cried out to Jesus. It's like a Jesus. I don't understand this. I get this car. I can't even make it to where I need to go. I have to do this. I just cried out to the Lord. I did. I needed to. I needed to vent. I needed to share my fear. Because I had anxiety and I had fear. I was in the middle of nowhere. But you know what? I heard this gentle voice. I'll get you where you're going. I'll get you where you're going. And all of a sudden, my phone rang. Out of all things, my phone rang. And I answered it. It was Sue. I must have pulled over. I know the area that I pulled over. It was an open area. But it must have just had enough cell phone reception or whatever. She was calling me to find out where I was. And I told her I don't know where I'm at. I'm lost. I have the directions, but I'm lost. There were too many windy roads. You know how you get on those side roads and you think that it's the road, but there may be like a dirt road cut off or whatever, and you can't differentiate whether you're on the main road or on a different road? She lives in the sticks. But anyway, once I was able to explain to her where I was, she met me, and I had no problem. So I was very upset, yes, because Ben wanted me to get out of the house. But after it was all said and done and the day was over, listen, I was so glad to be home. But at the same time, I was so delighted that I was able to achieve something that I didn't think that I could. And that was to drive down and to find Sue's house. And you know, that's how life is as well. Sometimes we have fear or anxiety and it gets the best of us. Sometimes it can become so hard that we go within ourselves. And the only thing that we spew out of our mouths is negativity. I'm guilty of that. But I've been learning through time on how to deal with certain situations, with change, with acceptance, just dealing with things that don't turn out the way that we expect or we intended for various reasons. It doesn't mean that we're bad people. We're all learning. We learn every day that we lift our heads up off of our pillows. And I don't know who I'm saying this for, but I want to encourage you who can hear my voice. As I say, some things in life are difficult and they can be very scary. The least thing we ever want to do is to become angry with somebody or to run ideas or, gosh, I hate to say it, conspiracy theories in our minds, because we can all be guilty of that. Wonder somebody's intent. You know, when we think about somebody's intent and how they approach you, me, whoever we may come in contact with, no one ever deserves to be attacked in any way. I've learned to separate myself. Sometimes I would get upset and I would spew things out of my mouth that I didn't want to spew. But I did. Like a drunken sailor. I'd let them F-bombs fly. Hey, I had a really good potty mouth. I don't think there's a word that I haven't said. I've come a long way, but I'm always learning, as we all do. It's part of life. So what do you do when you may have anxiety or a little bit of fear? Do you take a step back and try to process and reflect before you may address the situation or your fears or your anxieties? Because I know the best thing for me is to talk about it. And so it was a wonderful time being able to share my story about my car and how I love it. And if you saw an earlier video, you'll see where I showed my car and I shared the experience that I had at the car wash. But it's okay. It's okay.
Get your shoes on, go out and look at it,
Oh,
make sure it looks good.
Listen, do you hear? Ben's back. He says I need to get my shoes on and go outside and to look to see if everything's okay. So see? I told you it'd be all right. But anyway, I'll take a picture or a short video and show you. Hopefully. When Ben says something, he means it. So, just want you to know, got the car back, gonna take a look at it. I'll share the video or pictures on my page. And until next time, have a wonderful night wherever you may be. And remember, regardless of what you may be going through, rekindled love with Beth. Want you to know that it'll be all right. Until next time, friends.